Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Thursday, October 13th, 2011 is brought to you by Realtik. All right, let's take a look at the markets today, folks. Markets are down slightly on the day. Not a big down day, basically a 0.5% on the S&P and Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Nasdaq is actually fractionally higher, up 1 point on the day. And again, we're seeing some good strength out of Google. Google reports earnings after the bell today, so you're seeing some optimism going into earnings. Let's take a look at the chart as we speak here. GOOG is the symbol here on our Realtik software, and you can see on an intraday basis, the stock has had a pretty successful move up in recent days over the last week or so, ever since the market bottomed a week ago last Tuesday. Then Google was trading at around $480, and now it's trading at $554. So again, that's a tremendous move up. You're talking about a $70 move up, give or take a little bit. And again, the question is, does it have good enough earnings today to sustain that rally and continue to rally? Generally, we're seeing with earnings lately that that's not the case. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a case study here with Alcoa. Alcoa, if we go to the daily chart, let's punch in AA, symbol AA here. And again, you can see Alcoa ran up into earnings, much like Google's running up into earnings, and it came right into the 20 moving average resistance point. Earnings were released, the stock gapped down yesterday and is kind of on the weaker side today. So again, what you're seeing here is that stocks are running up into earnings on hopes, but then it's overall factoring in earnings, and the earnings aren't quite meeting expectations. The same thing happened with JP Morgan. JP Morgan, tremendous move up into earnings, basically from a pivot low here a week ago on Tuesday at around 27.75 or so, and it topped out yesterday prior to earnings at around $33 to $34. That's a tremendous percentage move in about 1 week's time. However, earnings came out this morning, and ultimately it did not meet expectations. The stock is down $1.82. So again, this theme of running up into earnings is what we're seeing again with Google today. If we go back to Google on the daily chart, let's take a case study here as well. Google again running up, but look at this, folks. This is very, very intriguing to me. Google is running up into the 200 moving average and into this double top level. And again, there's no guarantees in life when you come to earnings. All right, there's no positives, there's no 100%. But in this case, a $70, $75 increase going into earnings into a double top in the 200 moving average, it may lead to a small pullback in Google, much like JP Morgan and Alcoa. So again, I'll be watching very closely after the close today for Google's earnings. And again, I think that will affect technology for the next day or so, especially tomorrow being Friday. Generally, we can see technology be affected by Google's report after the bell today. Also today, we're seeing good strength out of Apple Computer, AAPL. This stock has been on a tear to the upside. Had a little bit of a pause-ish type pullback day yesterday, although it did close positive, but again, pulled back quite substantially off the highs. You're coming right into some resistance levels. This level was tagged yesterday on the daily chart at around 410. And then right above that, you have another gap fill level, which should be key resistance at around 412. And if you get through 412, then you're looking at double top right up here around 420. So again, these are your next levels of resistance on Apple. You can see you're consolidating right here, and that's the big question today. I mean, we are seeing the Dow Jones Industrial and the S&P 500 essentially flat to lower, down about 0.5%, and that's mostly on the back of JP Morgan. Also, Chinese data last night. We had some Chinese data, economic data out yesterday, and that was not as super strong as the market had hoped for. So it's adding to a little weakness in some of the metal stocks like ExxonMobil and Chevron. And then obviously the financials are weak based on JP Morgan. Goldman Sachs is lower by 3%. Wells Fargo was down 3%. Bank of America is down 5%. And again, the bank stocks are pulling back on that report by JP Morgan Chase. All right, let's go back to an intraday chart of the SPY here. Let's flip over to it and see exactly what we have going on an intraday basis. But before I get into talking about what we're seeing here, folks, on an intraday basis, just remember there's a 7-day free trial. A 7-day free trial to the Research Center here at In the Money Stocks and the Intraday Stock Chat. If you want to join the elite, if you want to step up your game, if you want to be making money on every major upswing and downswing in the market, so you could be up 25% in the last month while everyone else is losing money, then what you do is you join In the Money Stocks. You take the free trial. There's no obligation. If you cancel before the end of it, you're not charged. As simple as that. Very simple. You have an account manager, you just click cancel button. About as simple as it can be. So I encourage you to try it out. Again, our subscribers essentially to take the free trial make enough money to pay for multiple years of the service in just that free trial period. All right, and the rest is gravy then going forward as they learn the methodology. A methodology, by the way, that institutions don't even know, that's putting our members above institutional programs like black box trading programs, making them more profitable and know more about the market. All right, in any case, what we're seeing here on an intraday basis, folks, again, you can see the market open below this little trend line here. Why is that important? Well, because it was ultimately the pivot top going back to Tuesday. Pivot top from Tuesday, you opened below. That told us we were going to see a little bit of selling. The market did sell right into this baseline. You can see this blue line right here, which is the baseline. Look at how many times on Tuesday this hit right here, here, and here, and it couldn't break through. Then it bounced up. Now we're retesting it today around mid-morning to midday. It couldn't break through again, and now we've kind of consolidated off those lows, broke up again, and now we're consolidating it actually in a bullish manner again. So again, the markets look okay right now. They're actually pretty resilient. Between Alcoa's earnings not being that great and JP Morgan's earnings not being that great, everyone's saying, who cares about earnings? Let's focus on Europe. And right now, everyone is saying, listen, there seems to be a bailout and working in Europe for the banks here, a big recapitalization plan. It seems like, everything's okay now. The dollar, again, has faded off the highs of the day. That's why the markets come off the lows of the day, since they work inversely. And everything, again, is hunky-dory. Everything's perfect in the world. And that's why these markets have rallied so much off their lows. Now, again, reality will come in, but the question is, are we going to pull back and then break higher over the next few days and go to new levels? Or are we going to continue to kind of pull back more sharply? And again, that's going to be the big question here. And I'm not going to look at the daily chart, because the daily analysis I really want to save for the nightly Research Center members and the intraday stock chat, those that are paying or on free trials. I encourage you to join just to check that out, as we'll be giving out trades. I gave out plenty of trades over the last few days, which are doing very, very well. But in any case, something to monitor here. One of the shorts, I'll give you guys one of the shorts that I've been short ever for the last couple days, which was a beautiful one, was Las Vegas Sands, LVS. My entry was at 44.55, trading down about $1 right now in the money, obviously, since I'm short, so $1 down from my entry level, looking very, very good. And again, that was my area right up here in this general vicinity, and again, it looks like a good little play there. All right, let me just scan through, see if there's anything else of interest today that I want to match up. But again, at this point, I'm just scanning through my watch list. Everything that I said goes so far. And bottom line is this: come join, take the free trial. No harm, no foul. If it's free, it's from me, right? All right, guys, take care. Have a great afternoon, great evening, and I'm going to be making more money today, so join up and start making it with me. Take care.